Yo, another brick in the wall here. Just headed home. Always starting the videos when I'm off work. It's so funny. Today I was delivering to some really nice neighborhoods though. It's like the Spring Valley area of Vegas, and there are just some fat houses, man. Like, so beautiful, so just huge, probably like 4,000 or 5,000 square feet. Just beautiful. There's Lambos in the driveway. Like, it's just crazy. And then whenever I am in this neighborhood though, this is kind of like one specific neighborhood. There's many neighborhoods like this around Vegas, but this one neighborhood I'm in today is just like huge houses, blah, 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 blah. And it's just kind of depressing in a way. Like, not that having a big, beautiful house like that isn't just rad as fuck. Like, obviously, like, that's dope. Good for whoever is able to afford it and whatnot, you know? But it's just kind of like a weird culture we live in where it's like some people's goal and definition of success is having this giant fucking house. And it's just so weird because, like, what value is having that giant fucking house bringing you? Other than the fact that owning one of those houses is like guaranteed to make you rich, even though you already have to be rich. It's crazy. Like, you already have to be rich to buy the house. So yeah, really, what's the point? Like, these houses are super high value, you know, millions of dollars. High value meaning it's got a high price tag. So, you know, some people are like, oh, well, it's, you know, I freaking got like $2 million in equity right now. And that's cool, but like, aren't you already rich? So like, why does it really matter that much? You know, it would be cool if like some broke person copped a $2 million house. Now suddenly they're a millionaire, you know? It's just weird because it's like, what's the actual motivation? Is it ego? Or is it just kind of like, that's what's expected of our society now, is like, in order to be like super successful or like, you know, things like this, to have a high status, you got to have this baller house. And I just think it's interesting. It makes me wonder because it's like, most of these people, like, what are you doing with all that house? You know, like, there's probably rooms in your house you don't even go in, like shit like that, you know? And so when I look at these people's houses, it's like, it's not like a huge family is living in this 5,000 square foot house where they need to use all the 6 bedrooms and, you know, the house actually gets used. It's like a wife and a husband have like a 6,000 square foot house with like 8 bedrooms. For what? You know? Like, for what? Literally. It just kind of blows my mind. Like, I don't see any kids. I don't see any like kids' toys, a kid bicycle. Like, all I see is just old people, and it's like, what are these people doing? You know, it's like you're living in this giant freaking house. For what? Like, it's got to be so empty and lonely. Like, for me, the only way one of those giant houses even seems like reasonable is if like you're willing to have like your family live with you, you know, like beyond just having like your kids live with you. Like, oh, you know, like, let's have my fucking grandpa live with me, my cousins, my second cousins, like whoever wants to live with me, come live with me because I got more house than whatever. Like, that's how I would totally see, okay, that's dope as fuck. Like, you have this baller house and you got all your family with you and kids everywhere. Like, that's what it's for, right? But no, it's like the complete opposite. It's just like these lonely, solitary people just living in this quiet, giant house. And it just seems like such a waste, you know? Like, it's not even like they're doing anything with the house either. Like, it's quite literally just a giant, beautiful house that you're living in. For what? Like, it's not like you like taking care of the lawn or the bushes or the flowers, because landscapers come and do all that for you. So like, what is it? Like, why do you have an industrial sized kitchen with 8 burners? Like, I look inside these people's thing and they got like 8 fucking burners on their granite countertops, and I just picture in my head when they wake up groggy-eyed, they go walk down to the kitchen, they take one pan out and start cooking eggs. What's the fuck the other 7 burners for, you know? It's just like so extra, like it's a waste, and these people live in it alone. And you know, what's the motivation? I think just money and building equity and whatnot. Because the land that the house is on is useless. Like, I don't know, I just don't see the value. Like, where's the value? It's like the land is useless. All you have is rocks, a patch of grass in the front that's completely, the ground is just infertile as fuck. You got soaked in pesticides and all that stuff, weed killer and all that shit. And it's just like, so even if you were to tear up all your ground and whatnot and tried to like farm on your giant house's property or something, you probably couldn't even do that because the ground is just infertile as fuck. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing of value of this giant house. It's just literally a big piece of land where you have rocks organized in a nice pattern and you have the bushes trimmed. It's not like you walk through your lawn. It's not like you hang out in your lawn. It's just like, man, people really need to get more creative with how they're using their space, you know, because it's so much wasted space. Literally, like, just so much wasted space. And yeah, I don't know. It's really strange to me. Like, I just feel like people should really try to be gearing their house towards like community and like hanging out. Like, why don't people put like a freaking barbecue hangout pit in their front freaking lawn, like in these nice ass neighborhoods? Like, it's just crazy. I don't know. I guess some places you'd be scared of like people stealing stuff from your front lawn. Not in this. You got a guard at the gate. You got everything. Like, you don't gotta worry about that shit. It's just like, you know, people take it so seriously with these big houses too. It's like you can't even walk on the front lawn because you're gonna mess up the grass. You're gonna mess up the grass. You're gonna kill the grass. It's just like, huh. Like, what are you guys thinking? Like, this big house is useless, bro. It's just weird. I don't know. It's just weird. And like, there's so many people that live in like shitty apartments and this and that, and this one couple is just taking up like so much land and just living in these giant houses, and it's just kind of a big waste, it seems. I don't know. I think people would be just as happy living in a small, modest house that's nice as fuck, that you made your own, and you know, it's unique, and you got art in there, and got good vibes going on. It's just like, I don't know. It's like the more you're kind of focused on these extravagant purchases and whatnot, it's like just sucking your energy, lifeblood away. Like, the most vibrant and happy looking houses I see are just like the normal standard shit, you know? Like, got their kids outside and they're wanting to go play with kids in the neighborhood. Like, man, what is it like to be a kid that lives in this neighborhood? Like, don't get me wrong, there are like select, you know, obviously not everyone, like some people have kids and whatnot still, but it's like, even for kids in that neighborhood, bro, they got no kids to play with. Like, it's just annoying. I don't know, it'd be kind of sad for them. It's just like, there's nothing to do in this neighborhood. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. I guess for me, it's just not for me. And I'm not balling out of control also. If I was balling out of control, and I didn't know what else to do with my fucking money, maybe I would justify buying a huge fucking house like that. I don't know. Maybe it would just kind of make sense, because why not? You know, I got millions of dollars, and this is only like a few million. It's gonna not even put a dent in my paybook, you know? It's like, so I guess some people got it, you know? Some people got it like that, bro. I ain't trying to hate, I just don't get it, you know? I just don't get what the value is. Other than big price check, which is just the big price tag, which is just fake anyway. It's just a fake concept. I don't know. For me, I guess what I'm trying to final summarization is just like, final summary is just, these houses are just worth a lot of money, and money's not real. So what is the value? That's kind of the question I'm trying to get at, you know? I guess, you know, you live in a nice house, it makes you feel good. What's the value, you know? Like, to me, when I look at a ranch with farm and crops and animals, there's a whole lot of fucking value in that. Like, you could live off that. So, I don't know. Where's the value in the big houses, man? The value's in the land. That's all I gotta say. The value's in the land. You could buy a way more reasonable house and have a lot of fucking land, and that's way leaps and bounds better than having a baller house on like no land. So I don't know, people, do your thing, you know, just do your thing. I'm not hating, it's just I don't get it. Peace out, have a good night.